doing it. You supposed to be happy you sitting there with Kid L. Why you mad?
The Kid L podcast.
Rocking and rolling. C Robe is in the building, man. How you doing today, bro?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Doing very good. I'm doing even better because we got a festival coming up on Sunday, Motor City Roots Festival, man. We got Jeezy, Babyface, Ray, Fabulous. What's going on here, man? Antonio Brown, Gal B. And you guys obviously got some cannabis going on in there too. So that's
yeah. We're doing the Cannabis Awards show, just bringing a little light to the industry. We had people voting for a couple months now. We're doing influencers, best brands, best dispensary, all that.
So it's not just about cannabis; it's about other awards too.
Yeah, the award show is pretty much strictly for the cannabis, but except for the influencer part. But it's more so influencers and cannabis. You know, brands and cannabis, things like that. It's mostly cannabis-based, the award show. We're doing a live podcast. Shout out to the Weed Bar. They'll be hosting the podcast on site. And we're doing Queens of Cannabis, too, to, kind of reflect on the women, let them get their flowers, too.
Cool, man. Yeah, it's a booming industry, especially in Detroit right now. Seems like there's so many major brands. Now, talk about the festival, man. You got a really good lineup here. Last year was awesome too. It came to the little show last year. It was freaking awesome. Very well put together. Talk about what made you guys want to put these events together, and especially the show right here.
One is they can showcase the local artists too. It's a lot of local artists get on stage, get to perform before some of the big artists. A lot of shows, they don't let them do that. So it's really just a showcase of music all day. So we got a lot of local artists. We got multiple stages. And we just let them get their shine on, try to just make connections and things like that.
Yeah. Are you the type of person that cares to get the spotlight, man? Like as far as people knowing about you and how far along you've come in the game?
No, not really. I'm more so just the brand is I am the brand, you know what I'm saying? So if people know the brand, they don't really need to know me.
Cool.
I make a lot of moves behind the scenes, and then, that's how I keep it, I got a family. I like to lay low, take care of my business, and that's that. I really don't need to be in the spotlight, I was a professional athlete, I played in the NFL. I had a lot of spotlight in my life, so now I'm just more so about the business behind the scenes, I produced the festival. We got, a lot of food trucks, a lot of games, a lot of tailgating going on, but this one, we're doing a haunted house too with it. So it's like kind of a little twist, There's a lot of festivals, but not a lot of festivals that allow you to do a haunted house as well. One of the biggest haunted houses in the Midwest. So that's why we chose that venue.
That's brilliant, man. Adding a whole new layer to it. The Roots Festival. So why did you guys name it the Roots?
Originally, it was a lot of festivals coming here, high times, things like that, for the cannabis industry, but nothing from Detroit, you know what I'm saying? So the Motor City Roots is basically like this where it's rooted at, from the Motor City, So we want to shine and let our brands and let our marijuana scene, get some light, on a national type stage, as opposed to people coming in from out of town and just coming in doing a stash and grab, getting money out of us. Let us do it ourselves. Let the people that's around here get involved so you can see what's really what.
Yeah, you do wonder why that happens. Obviously, they were bringing out very good strains from California and stuff like that. But, they make great stuff here too, right? There's a lot of good stuff going on around here.
So, really just trying to shine, This marijuana industry has grown a lot, you know what I'm saying, over the past few years. And now, we're one of the staples in the industry, in the marijuana industry in Michigan.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. There's so many big ass, like the House of Dank and stuff like that, man. Just conquering. I was just at the Royal Oaks Festival, the Arts, Beats, and Eats.
Yeah.
And everywhere you looked, you seen House of Dank. They even had a freaking airplane with that, the banner in the back of it flying. Since I was like, what's going on out here?
With that being said, let me give a shout out to my sponsors. I got Herbology, Flower Bowl, King of Buzz. They all sponsoring this festival. We'll give a shout out one more time. Herbology, King of Buds, and Flower Bowl. Shout out to my sponsors.
Very cool, man. So you guys are putting this together, man. Jeezy's like a person that Detroit has a huge connection with. He's contributed a lot to Detroit music. And did you have a contact with him directly about him doing the festival?
Yeah, I just went through my homeboys. You know, they book them a lot. You know what I'm saying, in other places, and I just, said, who should we bring? Because we were just going back and forth, back and forth. I said, well, let's bring Jeezy. Jeezy always shut the city down, and the people from Detroit relate to Jeezy. He's like kind of like his second home. So we wanted to bring somebody that the people can relate to. People know the music and they can just vibe. He always puts on a good show. He's about his business, so we wanted to just bring somebody like that. And then Babyface Ray, he's hot. He's definitely Detroit, so we got to just bring that collaboration together. Hopefully, they can get together, maybe do some music, whatever. But definitely them two, I got headlining. I thought it was a good choice for us.
How much experience have you had in making these events come together?
This will be our second year for this festival. It was originally supposed to be a consumption festival at the Russell Industrial. We moved the date. We had some issues with the venue in Detroit because that's where we originally wanted to do it. The Russell Industrial had some issues, with the city of Detroit and just getting the permits and everything. So we had to move it. And that's just where we are right now with that.
So this is your second year of actually putting together a major event like this?
Yeah, like this. I've done concerts before, but never really integrated with the cannabis. So I've done shows in other states. We did concerts. I done Big Sean here in Detroit. I done Lil Wayne. I did him in like Tennessee. I done Gucci Man. I've done a lot of these shows, so I'm not new to it. It's just I haven't been doing it in a while. I thought the cannabis consumption piece would be good to get back into it and do a different kind of festival based around the flower.
For sure. Talk about your upbringing a little bit, man. Are you from Detroit?
Yeah, I'm from Detroit, man. I went to school here. I went to college at Eastern Michigan. I got drafted in 2005 to play for the Jacksonville Jaguars in the NFL. And then, I played for the NFL. I played for Detroit 1 year. I played for Philly, and I played for Jacksonville. So after that, I just been doing my thing here, just making entrepreneurship. I'm involved in a couple dispensaries, couple grows, things like that. So I do a lot of consulting for a lot of these marijuana companies. And that's just what I'm doing right now.
Well, talk about the NFL career a little bit, man. Just for a second. Just did you have a comfortable career? Did you get what you wanted out of it?
I didn't get exactly what I want out of it. I had a lot of injuries. I said I had a tore my hamstring, broke my ankle, broke my shoulder. But I mean, I still lived the dream. I still had many connections. I got to play, on the biggest stage, playing some big games, play against some great people. I wish my career would have lasted a little longer, but it wasn't in the cards, But I mean, I got 5 years, 6 years in the NFL, which is more than a lot of people can say.
Yeah, I thought that it was a very short span for most football players. Like they don't really because of all the injuries and whatnot, right?
Yeah,
concussions and whatnot.
Yeah.
So you played for the Lions for a year?
Yeah, 1 year I played for Detroit. Yeah.
What year was it?
That was 2000. I want to say 8, maybe.
2008. Were you guys doing all right at that time? I'm not too familiar with the records.
Nah, it was rough. It was rough. I came after the 4th game of the season. That's the year we didn't win a game.
You guys didn't win a game in 2008?
Nah, we didn't win a game that year.
What's it like when you're hearing all the chatter from the fans and everybody, and maybe seeing some empty seats because of the losses and whatnot?
I mean, it's rough. Coming from where I came from, we had just my previous team, Jacksonville, we had just went to the playoffs. We had a pretty good record. I think we were like 12-4. City was behind us, and then to come to Detroit, it was coming when you're on a 4-game losing streak is not easy. So I mean, at the end of the day, it's a business. You can't really pay attention to what the fans are saying. You got to go out there and try to do your job to the best of your ability. Shout out to the Lions right now. They doing their thing, and I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? I'm always gonna be a Lions fan because that's where I'm from.
Yeah, and we get one win, right, to start it off, and it's like we won the Super Bowl already.
Yeah, it's a big win, but at the end of the day, it's a long season. So you just got to go to work every day. Try to get better. And that's it.
When you were watching the other Detroit teams kind of succeed at that time, well, I mean, I guess Pistons were kind of falling off at that time as well, and the Red Wings were doing okay, but being the only team, one of the only teams that's like not really succeeding, must have been hard because it's almost like there has to be a competitive edge to all the sports teams in one city.
Yeah.
So, like for you, did you like mitigate that in your mind? Like, okay, this this is just my business that I'm in part of, or does it actually affect you as a person when you know that the team's not doing well?
I mean, it's definitely going to affect your mental, but that's part of being a professional. You never get too high, you never get too low. You got to go out there and perform and do your job. You can't really mix your personal life with your job. You know what I'm saying? You got to kind of stay even keel. And if you're worrying about too many factors, you're not going to be able to go out and perform. So, yeah, you think about it, it definitely eats at you. You want to win. You be your competitor. You always want to win. But at the end of the day, you got to leave your baggage at the door. When you come home, people got families. We real people got real lives. So, we got to just lock back into reality.
Yeah. Now, when did you start getting into events and coordinating these events?
I started getting into this a little bit, after I got out the league. I just, around a lot of successful people, people that own venues and things like that. And I thought it was something cool to do, we did a couple shows with Lil Wayne, made some money, it's like, this is cool to do,
Did you break in the door with working with artists at that tier, or did you start local and build your way up?
No, we kind of just jumped out at it, I think our first show was probably, I think we did one with Plies maybe, and then we jumped straight to Lil Wayne, and then, Lil Wayne kept blowing up, so then, then I think he went to jail, but, it was fun. It was cool. We did that. We had a couple venues, couple clubs around the country, things like that. So we always been in the entertainment industry.
Is it as simple as when you're running events and creating these events? Is it as simple as figure out which artist is the hottest and that we can get the most people to the show and just make it a comfortable environment?
Yeah. Well, at the end of the day, you want to get people an experience. So with this festival, you got to have games. We got video game truck trailers. We got mobile bowling alleys. We got virtual life-size games. We're doing a tailgate for the Lions football game. So you got to make it fun for the people. You can't it's not like I'm just doing a concert. I'm doing a whole concept. So we got the podcasts. We got the forums, DJ sets. So just something to basically fill the day up. A lot of food. Everybody likes to eat. So definitely got to have a lot of food on site. And just basically let everybody collaborate and network. We got a lot of vendors. Yeah. I tapped into a lot of the vendors last year. They said they had a great time, and they just are looking forward to this year. They made a lot of connections. I was talking to a guy yesterday, Jesus Smokes. He has a clothing line. I'm not for sure if you're familiar, but he's like, man, since the festival last year, I just took off, man. I've been just going ever since and just been growing, and I've done so many great things after the festival, and it's good. It's just a testament to everybody's hard work and, just the effort we put in. We have a whole production team and, everybody has their role. We have marketing, production, everybody just hits it hard,
Yeah, for sure, man. You guys, the last time I was there, it was an experience, like you're saying. It's very interactive. There's a lot of things going on. They treated me like a celebrity, which was awesome. I like that part. Do that again, please. So it is really cool. And you had so many different, not even just the people on the stage, but the people that are in the environment, the other artists that are around, just walking around. And, again, being very interactive with the guests, which is really cool. So what's the most difficult parts about running events?
It's really just the coordination. Everybody got to be on cue. As long as you're organized, writing everything's down, stage time. You got to have security. It's so many different factors. Number one, you got to have a safe environment. And you just got to make sure everything works together. So it's good to have people that are good at what they do.
Well, yeah, the punctuality is really difficult, right? You're dealing with artists that are saying, oh, wait, I stopped, I'm good friends with a lot of rappers, and I used to stop going to their shows because they were supposed to get on at 12, and then it would be 3 a.m. by the time they got on. I'm like, isn't this place closed? How are we doing this right now?
Yeah, it's rough, man. It's hard to keep a schedule, especially when you're, a quote unquote celebrity. It's whatever, I'm hanging out, I'm traveling, I just got off the plane, they might be tired, they might want to hang out, catch up with old friends, So, you just try to keep to the script as good as you can, being a production manager or being whatever. But at the end of the day, That's why you try to be selective with the artists you deal with. You know, some artists, they have the reputation, oh man, we gonna go on stage whenever we want, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. And you gotta they have to be a professional as well, you know, so you kind of try to steer away from those type of artists and just keep everybody on stage. Yeah, it's never gonna really be on time. You know, you wanna get the people their money's worth, you wanna make sure that people are in the seats, but, you know, at the end of the day, you don't want people just waiting around all day for you.
Yeah, no, I do the same thing. Even when I do podcasting, I'll know an artist's reputation with how they work with their time schedules, and I'm like, if I know this guy's messy with his time, I'll book him last because there's nobody after you, right?
Yeah.
But I always think it could be difficult for events because they do tell you to get off at a certain time, right? Like even with Drake's situation, like a few months ago, didn't they like charge him like $250,000 for staying like an hour late or something like that?
Yeah, they did. You know, they have in the contract, hey, you got to be out by this time, or the fees start rolling because, you know, they're getting their staff for a certain time. They're saying, hey, I got my staff blocked from 8 o'clock to 11:30. If you guys ain't off stage, I got to pay more now. So it costing me more to keep the lights on, costing me more to keep the doors open. So it's like you guys got to pay that in fines. And they try to make those fines hefty to make them want to get off. You know, a guy like Drake, you know, he like, I don't care about no damn fine. You know, he getting money. He like, whatever, I'm gonna give the fans what they want. But, you know, everybody can't do what Drake does, you know. So the normal, you know, quote unquote, you know, celebrity or whatever, he'll probably try to obey and make sure he get off the time. Because also the promoters have to pay a lot. You know, you got guys, people like Live Nation and stuff, you know, running Drake tour, so they, you know, they get it, you know.
Yeah, so you're saying they do? It was kind of a taxing kind of thing though, because it's like $200,000 or something crazy amount of money. Like
yeah, I think it was like per minute he was getting charged or something like that.
Yeah, so do they purposely charge you more than actual cost of what it's costing them to keep the lights on?
Oh, for sure, yeah, for sure.
So Drake got taxed. So
yeah,
they're just like, okay,
yeah, for sure.
That's a tough case there.
Yeah, they want you out there. They're running, you know, a business, and they like, you know, if it ain't in the contract, that, you know, abide by the contract. So.
Well, one thing I always talk to people about, it's so funny when you read comments and people will be like, well, just have the artist sign a contract. Have the artist sign a contract. And the contract's like, dude, do you think motherfuckers in Detroit some motherfuckers don't give a fuck about a contract, man. That's not the case. Like, you tell them sign a contract and it's like, okay, nobody's showing up to court. And then what? You're just dealing with a person whose name you don't even know what their real name is.
Right.
You know, so there's a lot of like circling around that can happen. But how do you maintain that aspect of it if you're dealing with somebody who might not have a label or management or any type of background for professionalism?
Mm-hmm.
How do you deal with booking them and making sure that things kind of go the way it's supposed to go?
I mean, you just kind of just taking your chances, you know. You try to deal with people that's reputable, like somebody that got a connection with the person, somebody that's booked them before, okay. And that's why, you know, some of these booking agencies, they're reputable because they can actually get to the artist. They can make sure they're going to come, you know, and that's why you pay more money to make sure it goes right. You know,
have you with this event coming up? Have you considered a different lineup at any point, or was this like the one that you went with right away?
No, we considered so many lineups. You know, it's just, you know, everybody's scheduling is different. It might not be the date you want. Like originally, we had Baby Tron on the show. You know, so with the date switch, you know, Baby Tron had to take another show. And then you know how it is. You can only perform so many days out in the same market, things like that. So yeah, we had to switch things up, and you know, we toured with tons of different artists, you know. But with it being 50 years of hip hop, a lot of the artists had booked, a lot of the artists had shows. So yeah, we went through several different lineups. It's not easy, but putting the lineup together.
What was the turnout last year, number wise? Did you keep track of how many people came through?
I think we had a little over 4,000 people last year. Hope to maybe double that this year.
Cool. Yeah, and the venue is it's a different venue than last year.
Yeah, last year we did it at the Russell Industrial,
right?
In Detroit. This year it's at Westland. It's at the Haunted Asylum. It's what's the address? 30712 Michigan Avenue. And that's Westland, Michigan. So it's right off Michigan Avenue. You can't miss it. We're going to do the whole outdoor grounds, the concert stage. Everything is going to be outside. And then the people that want to do the haunted house, they can go inside and do the haunted house as well.
And this is for all ages, obviously, right? So,
well, this one is 18 and up.
Oh, it's 18 and up?
This one is 18 and up, yeah.
So you can't bring your kids, basically?
Not for this one, no.
Okay.
Nah, you know, you're going to be a lot of consumption and things like that around. a lot of liquor. So this was gonna be 18 and up.
Okay, it makes a lot of sense. Now with this event coming up too, is there anything that you think is substantially different? You got the haunted house coming through, which is going to be insane, obviously. But is there anything else that you're bringing to the table that you didn't bring last year?
Just the difference of the podcast, the live podcast. We didn't do that last year. This year we'll be playing more on the tailgate. The Lions game will be on, so we'll be showing that on big screen so people can come out and not feel they got to miss the game.
Oh, smart.
Yeah, so a lot of people want to see the Lions as the first home opener. Originally we was gonna try to do it in Detroit around there, but things just didn't work out. So everybody can still come out, watch the game, eat good, drink good, smoke good, whatever they want to do, and have a good time. So we can make it like a party.
Very cool. Now
we got some. Oh, we also got some booths too. People want to do bottle service for the real VIPs. We got booths going on, so you can get it booths, bottles, so you ain't got to necessarily be in the crowd watching the show. You have your own section, and probably have some of the lines and things come through after the game. So make maybe like the after party if they win.
Oh yeah, good after party if they win for sure.
For sure.
Do you still keep a connection with the teams and everything that you were a part of?
Yeah, I do. We do NFLPA meetings. I try to keep in touch with some of the players. Not as much as, but here and there, it's always good to catch up.
I'm noticing a lot of NFL players or people who are in the league or even basketball players are getting involved in the cannabis industry. Like I think Al Harrington has a brand. I think Viola's doing very well right now as well. Allen Iverson, even Mike Tyson, they all jumped towards it. What do you think gravitated you guys towards that business?
Well, a lot of us, before it was legal, we used marijuana, for medicinal, for health purposes, just to relax, to sleep. We take a lot of hits with our body, so we don't want to be dealing with pain pills and stuff like that, taking Toradol shots. So a lot of people went, down the marijuana road. And I'm glad it's being a little more educated now, because a lot of people really need that medicine, just to function,
Yeah, I mean, it has to be, right? Because what else could have done it without having the adverse effects of messing with your mental stability? Because if you're doing like Xanax or you're doing these other types of drugs, it totally takes you out. At least marijuana, there's a little bit more of a subtle effect on your mind.
Yeah, it's a subtle, and it has a lot of healing properties, like a lot of those gummies and things like that. They have a lot of THC, that cannabinoids that can heal you, so it's good for you.
So during your time, athletes were smoking pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, you weren't really supposed to, but yeah, I mean, that's the way it was. Athletes did smoke, but at the end of the day, you got to be a professional, so it's not like you smoking at, whenever. It's like, you doing this, maybe you get off practice, you want to get some rest, heal up, I smoke a little,
Yeah.
And that's that,
You guys did you guys do ice baths and cold plunges and stuff like that?
Yeah. I definitely was a fan of the ice bath. Always that healing property. I'm a true fan, a true believer of the cold tub. Now I even sometimes go get the cryo. They got the cryotherapy where it's like a 3-minute shot, and I believe in that cold therapy. Even hot tub. We always had saunas and steam rooms, in the facilities, but I definitely am a firm believer of the cold tub.
Yeah, the cold tubs are they're kind of becoming more prevalent around. There's 3 places around Metro Detroit that you can just hop into a cold plunge, and after 3 to 5 minutes, 40 degrees. You know what I'm saying? And I do it twice a week. Ooh. Man, the benefits are ridiculous. You get the craziest sensation for the next 36 hours.
Yeah.
Every time people talk to me about it, they're like, yeah, but isn't it painful? It's it's like Jack in the Titanic when he was in the water for 3 minutes. Yeah. But now the next 36 hours, you're totally just relaxed and chilling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
For football players, it must have been worse though, because it's you damaged your body, so that's why you have to do it.
Yeah.
Imagine if your body was at a stable point and then you did it.
Right. Yeah. It was excellent for recovery. I can always feel the difference when I get in the cold tub and versus when I don't get in the cold tub.
Yeah.
So,
do they still, when you're part of the leagues and stuff like that, do you still get access to stuff to this day? Do you still get treated like a veteran? Do you still get treated
Yeah. We can. It depends. You can always go to the facility. Whenever we got a close bond with the NFLPA, so a lot of these guys are still very active with the organizations. Mm-hmm. So we do like a monthly chapter meeting. and whatever we definitely. It's like an open arm policy. It's kind of like the Shield. We're a brotherhood. Once you're in, it's like a fraternity.
Yeah.
So once you're in, it's always I connect with guys from different teams and our teams, and it's always love.
Yeah. When you since you're from the state and from Michigan and everything, it must have been a great feeling too to be playing for your own state, right? At the end of the day, that must have been the best part about it. Is like you get to be around family, right?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, it wasn't. We weren't winning. Winning is always better. So I mean, it was good. To come home and just because I hadn't been home in so long, I was out playing in Florida. But it was good to come home. I love Detroit.
Well, I seen Mark Wahlberg was talking about. I think he was doing a golf tournament out here. He said the Lions have a chance to get to the NCF. I think it is, or North Conference this year.
Oh yeah, well we definitely have a good chance to win the division. I mean, so Aaron Rodgers is gone. We got definitely a good chance. So I'm gonna be watching, man. A lot of people have high expectations for the Lions. My thing is just keep playing every day. Like I don't really get into the expectation thing because me being a Detroit fan, I just know how things have been. But hopefully we have some good leadership in the front office now. We can really turn that corner.
Do players kind of know, like, man, if you guys just do this, we got a chance? Or is it almost like, all right, they know more than us? Like they're clearly in a position that they know more than what we know.
I think it's both give and take. Coaches, they see it from one view, and the players see it from a view of being in the action. So I think it's kind of give and take. That's why after every series, you come sit on the bench, they pull the film. Hey, what you seeing out there? What you doing? What can we do? And it's like it's give and take. It's not like the coaches are just not say this is the way it's done, that's the way it's done. It's a lot of feedback from the players and vice versa.
Very cool, man. Yeah, man, I'm very excited for the show that you guys coming up over here. Like I said, I was there last year, and one thing I really did like it was a very safe, comfortable environment.
Yeah.
Like I felt totally like, all right, man, we're cool here. Like, because there's a lot of circumstances where people are pulling out weapons or whatever the hell happens at certain events. You don't even want to go. A lot of people are saying they're afraid to go to Detroit events because of the security factors and reasonings. Right. But when I was there, I felt totally comfortable, man. Like,
yeah, we definitely focus on security and safety. That's the number one priority. You want to make sure you provide a safe environment. People can come hang out and have a good time. At the end of the day, it's about having fun, having a good time, and enjoying yourself. People spend their money. They want to have a good time. They don't want to feel scared. They don't want to be afraid. So you definitely have definitely beef up security, make sure no weapons or anything gets in, and we just, out to have a good show. We have a good time.
Yeah. Well, I'll ask a couple questions I wanted to ask you is, out of all the shows you've ever put together, taking away the Roots, but just like, not, minus last year, what was the most exciting event that you've ever been a part of?
Man. I would probably say doing like Lil Wayne in Tennessee.
Yeah,
that was a pretty good show. Just the artist that he is. I haven't done too many shows. It's not really my day job, but I would probably say that one.
What do you keep yourself occupied with mostly in business ventures?
I own a couple restaurants. The Wing Snob.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I'm a partner in the Wing Snob, and partner in a couple like grows, state facility grows and things like that. Old Canna Boys, Flower Bowl. So I keep busy. I do a lot of consulting work. So I definitely.
You're doing consulting for the marijuana industry?
Yeah.
And so what's I have friends that are in that field, and they always talk about the market going down and up, and like the earlier this year and last year, later last year was a really, really bad time, but they said it's like leveling out now, like where people are actually making money again.
Yeah, it's like the stock market, it goes up and down. With this being the way it was set up, we gave a lot of licenses away. So when you do that, it causes oversaturation. And as you know, it's all about supply and demand in anything. If you're oversaturated, the prices will go down. If it's more demand, the prices will go up. So it's about finding that even balance, not letting the state be too greedy, trying to let all these people have licenses and just it's a balance, you know. You can't have more supply than it is demand, or you know, it'll just be sitting, and that's when prices go down and it affect things. So now, I think it was a learning curve for the state. I think we're kind of eliminating like a lot of you know, people that were like not doing the right thing, and they're kind of cracking down. So to make it more successful for the people that are doing the right thing.
When you're talking to these people and giving consultations, what's like the general questions that you're getting? Like, what's like the main question that you see just repeating itself over and over again?
How can I make money? You know? So it's just, you know, you get a lot of people from this industry that come in with money, but are not from this industry, you know? So it's like, yeah, hey, I got money. It's easy. I can do it. I can run a normal business model, but it's not a normal business model. It's more of a culture. You got to be in tune. You got to be in the know. You got to know what's popular. You got to see the curve. You got to see what's going to happen before it happens to stay ahead of the game. So right now, Michigan is in a great place because we're recreational. So you got a lot of the surrounding border states coming up here, shopping, getting all their product. You know, so
yeah.
But really, just, you know, how to make money, how to be more efficient. Basically, just to tighten up the protocols. So they can, you know, have a better bottom line.
Yeah. You've witnessed a lot, obviously, man, being in Detroit and being a part of the, you know, top tier organizations and stuff like that when it comes to the highest level of athleticism, which is football. And now you're a part of the highest level of music, and you're talking about the top tier artists here right now from Michigan and worldwide when we're talking about Jeezy. So when you're watching the Detroit culture from the time that you were aware of it, and the music involved in it till now, what are the biggest shifts and changes that you've seen?
You know, just Detroit more so getting, you know, on the map, you know. I see a lot more Detroit artists. Before we had very few artists that were out that would get recognition. Like, I go out to Cali now, they know Peasy, they know Vezzo, they know, you know, all these local guys, Babyface Ray. It was a time I was going to Cali. They didn't know nobody from Detroit. They knew Eminem. You know, Detroit wasn't getting respect. I'm just glad to see Detroit getting a lot of respect in the music scene now. A lot of up and coming artists, and they're hungry and they're working together. You know, like how Atlanta, you know, bond together and worked and, you know, made hit factories. I kind of see Detroit getting respect because we have so much talent in Detroit. You know, so I'm just kind of glad to see everybody getting their music out on platforms and like cutting out the hating, you know, all the bullshit, you know, because I mean, if we work together, there's no telling where Detroit can go. You know what I'm saying? When a person from Detroit, my bad.
Oh, you're good.
When a person from Detroit, you know, moves somewhere, we got that hustle in us. We got that grind. We got that blue collar in us. So we always gonna succeed. We work hard, and I just glad to see like the music is kind of we getting some recognition now. Yeah. And I like the direction it's going. I think we're going up.
Oh, for sure, man. That's beautifully put. You're right. They said because social media was one of the biggest reasons that the exposure got brought into Detroit. It helped build like an infrastructure for people to see what was really going around here. Mm-hmm. Very cool to hear your side of the story, man, about the Detroit music culture, and also that you're a part of it too, man. Like this is becoming a bigger and bigger part of it. I know this is going to be just one of many shows coming up. Is there anything you want to shout out before we sign off?
Just basically, you can go on our website, motorcityrootsfest.com. Check us out, you know, go in there, just look at the page, see everything we got going on. If you want to buy tickets, get your tickets now. You know, we definitely want to see a good turnout. Go to motorcityrootsfest.com. Come out. This Sunday, September 17th. Come check us out. It's going to be a great time. Come out, have fun. We get it in.
Sorry, I don't know how you activated my phone when it's on mute.
Hey, he's always listening.
I'm sorry about that. That's crazy. You want to continue from that though?
No, that's it. You know, just come check us out this Sunday. Jeezy, Babyface Ray. We got Matasha. We got a lot of local artists gonna put on the show. Everybody ready to rock the mic. Everybody ready to rock the crowd.
Yeah, for sure, man. Like I said, last year was a ball. I know this year is gonna be a banger as well, man. A lot of my friends are actually going to this, and you know, if I pull up, man, it's going to be turned as hell, so I'll try to make sure that I appear to this thing and jump off stage with these artists, man.
Yeah, jump in the mosh. We got Antonio Brown, put that shit on. He's a former athlete, you know.
Yeah.
So we gonna get it in.
But you don't want to get me in the haunted house, man. If you get me in the haunted house, yeah, that's gonna be a problem.
You can put you a little pro go on your forehead.
GoPro?
Go through it. GoPro.
GoPro,
Yeah,
go through the haunted
GoPro.
house. Bro, I am terrified of haunted houses. I
Okay.
left my ex-girlfriend at a haunted house one time. I literally ran out. They were chasing us with a chainsaw. I hopped over the fence, man. I jumped in my car. And she ended up with a different man.
Well,
so.
you ain't got to go in. I mean, that's just an option. You know, the whole festival be outside. You ain't even got to go in the hunt if you don't want. That's just an option we offer just to give somebody, you know, a twist. You know, it's just more things to offer.
I'm still going to go in. I'm just saying you don't want to see me in one. That's all I was trying to say. I'm still going to go in one. Hey, man, listen. So how'd you guys cast the haunted house people, man? Is anybody like, how'd you guys get that together? Like, do you have to?
Well, if you check out the Eloise Asylum, they're already one of the biggest haunted houses in the Midwest. So that's their thing. So we just bringing this aspect to it. You know?
It's a collaboration.
It's a collaboration.
All
yeah,
right.
That's their thing. You know, they do the haunted house. Sometimes they get over 4,000 or 5,000 people just for a haunted house night.
Oh damn.
Yeah, so this is their thing. I'm just like, you know, we might as well do the biggest in the summer festival with the biggest haunted house and rock it out. Shout out to my boy John, Eloise Asylum.
People are just brilliant. Just brilliant, man. All right, thank you so much for being a part of this, man. See Robe's in the building. We're at Parallel Sound Studio, Hilo Visuals, Shootings Productions. Everybody, Motor City Roots Festival this Sunday, September 17th, 1 p.m. till 12 a.m.